Hello and welcome. This is the Gravehound and I am playing Penumbra Overture. Yes, it's been months since I decided I was going to do a Let's Play and finally I found one. So, without further ado, I'm going to go straight into it, where the story begins in February 2000 and I will shut up for a minute and let you watch.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Okay, so for those of you that didn't listen or couldn't hear, basically a guy gets a letter from his dead father from 30 years ago, who basically tells him that he's long dead, leaves him a safe deposit box with some documents, and rather than burn them as his father says to, he ends up reading them all and deciding he's going to go to Greenland to chase his father's past like a moron. So basically I'm currently in a ship on the edge of Greenland somewhere, and I'm basically just gathering my stuff to be able to head out into the frozen wastes to be able to try and figure out what the hell this guy's father was up to. It's a first-person survival horror game, for those of you that don't know anything about Penumbra Overture, which has more emphasis on puzzle solving and stealth than other such survival horror games that focus more on fighting, you know, combat and stuff like that. This is just a message from one of the crewmen's wife, just basically wishing him luck and saying how much they love him and all that kind of stuff. This is my notebook, so I've got my notes in there, my to-do list, which is currently empty, my inventory, which I have a glow stick, a torch, my notebook, or flashlight depending on where you may live, and a padlock. I'm not sure why I have a padlock, but yeah, I've got a padlock. There's my health, and I am ready to go out into the wilderness, even though I haven't got a coat on or a big bag of supplies. So, out I go. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realised how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in all my extremities soon after, and new hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. Sorry, I got a bit of a bunged up nose at the moment, which is a pain in the arse. Which, you know, I guess kind of fits in with what the hell I'm doing at the moment, I guess. Which is me trudging through the snow, slowly dying. So basically I decided to do a let's play of this after watching a trailer for the game that the guys who made this are going to be releasing soon. I looked at that and thought, hey, you know, I'd like to do a let's play of that, and so I decided I'd let's play this game for the meantime to try and get my head around doing a let's play. I know this may look really stupid, but yeah, basically had to break the ice, quite literally, around this hatch so that I can open the damn thing. So yeah, I mean, this is sort of a prelude to a let's play that I'm hoping to do in the future. Hopefully I'll be able to at least crash out one of the games in the Penumbra trilogy. And as you can probably guess, my guy's just fallen down a great big hole. And had to listen to some creepy whisperings. Alright, so he's just fallen down this great big thing. He's under there now. You're probably thinking to yourself, I've played this before. Unfortunately, this is about the third, if not fourth attempt that I'm trying this first bloody episode to this goddamn thing because of audio issues. Audacity was a complete bitch for me, and then I had some other audio problems as well that I had to sort out. So this first episode's going to feel a little bit rushed, which is why I'm trying to do two of them at the same time. For the moment, I'm going to just kind of explain some of the controls, which are a little bit weird. When you're not carrying anything in your right hand, you use the left mouse button to grab hold of stuff, and then you basically drag the mouse or your character to actually open and close stuff, which is pretty cool. Like, it's probably quite atmospheric to, you know, open it just enough to be able to look through the gap in the door. Not that you need to in this case, because whoever hung this door is a complete moron and left a like 2-inch gap on the side of it, which is pretty damn bad. But then again, I guess this is a mine, so I guess such stuff can be accepted. And with this hammer, you actually have to drag from one side to the other to create the swing, which is quite weird. A weird way to do it. And I have this glow stick, and I also have a torch, which I don't like the torch very much. It doesn't seem to illuminate anywhere near as much as the glow stick, so I've been using that instead, which, you know, seems to be working better for me. And yeah, so there's some weird creature down there that's making lots of noise. I've yet to see whatever could be that creature, you know. I'm in no rush to see anything big and scary yet. And we get this open. Head down to the next area where, you know, things will start to happen. Basically, he's just saying there that he's descending deeper into this mine and that he's trying to find his way out. And he goes on to talk about society being a what did he say? A network of safety nets, and that now he feels as though he's a child all alone, but he has no one to help him. And this is where we're now going to be introduced, at least in text here. He basically says, it could be anything living down here, heroics of Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I can face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defences now. And he basically goes on to explain some of the actual mechanics, which primarily involve this sort of natural night vision that you get, this sort of weird blue tint to your vision, which kind of seems like a neat idea. I mean, hopefully I'll have the means to defend myself other than my lousy little hammer that's not very easy to use. In the meantime, I'm going to go to the office and check that out, where I'll be able to kind of tell you a little bit more about the history of this place, because I'll be able to pick up some stuff that kind of relates to it. Oh wait, have I gone the wrong way? Bloody Avenel. Sorry if this bit feels a bit rushed, but I've done this about 4 times already, so I'd rather not have to spend all my time doing it a fit.